Absolutely.
What's going on, everybody? Man, we back for another episode of Squad Creative Podcast. You know, we bring out the dopest guests when we did it again. But before we get to them, let me tell you, apologies for the last couple of weeks. We haven't been airing the show because Mike T said he didn't want to deal with you guys and he didn't want to do no show. So he said, skip it. We wasn't going to go on. You know, I'm playing. Nah, seriously, I've been sick, so couldn't air the show, but I still blame it on Mike T's, even though I was sick and wouldn't have been able to do it. I'm still sick today, so y'all gonna have to bear with me. But I'm gonna let this go over to this guy right here and let him introduce himself.
Well, we are glad that you are back, Mike T's. Everybody know my name, right? We are glad that you are back and that you're here, and y'all, we getting ready to put on a show for you today. We have our special guest, Educated Natural. How are you doing today?
I am great. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you coming. You know, 10. Let's talk about 10. Give us a little history about yourself, who you are, what you do for all the people that don't know you.
Well, I am the Educated Natural, affectionately known as 10, which is what the Educated Natural breaks down to. I am the owner and creator and the mastermind behind the brand, The Educated Natural. I also have a podcast, YouTube channels, all social media platforms. Just look for The Educated Natural, and that's where I am. And I'm just all about education. You know, it's in the name. I'm all about education, educating business owners about anything dealing with business, anything dealing with intellectual property protection. I teach everywhere I go. So I said, hey, why not capitalize on the number one skill that God gave me? So that's what I do.
Yeah. So I think all the times that we've spoken and interacted, what's your background? I still don't know your background.
It's a secret. If I tell you that, I gotta take you out. See, you already not feeling well.
I'm halfway there now. Don't do that. You don't know how much prayer's been going up for me the last few weeks. Hell.
That's right, everybody. Continue to pray for Seek. He is a great guy. He's going through enough. So continue to pray for Seek, y'all. Please do. But what do you want to know? How far back we going?
I don't know. So prior to doing the t-shirts and the stuff like this, what'd you do?
I was in the military. I have not only served this country, I've also worked for the military. I am married to the military because I married a fellow soldier. So I'm a spouse as well. So I kind of get it from both sides. I did not retire out of the military, but I did serve my term to earn the right to call myself a veteran, which I am, known as in the military. If you serve above a certain point. So I met that threshold. So I am a veteran. Mm-hmm. And I'm a mom of two beautiful girls. And one is a college grad, has an engineering degree. So she's working. So she's doing well. And my youngest one is homeschooled by yours truly. So I'm also a homeschool mom. And I love crafting and cooking and just spending time with my family. And of course, traveling the world like, Uncle Sam allows us to do.
And hold on, I gotta bring this in there. You like them little weirdo football teams and stuff, them little weirdo football teams over there on the East Coast. Wow. I ain't gonna say no names, but
the hate.
I know the hate, Mike. Just
what is it? What's the name of your team? You the Jets, right?
Don't play. Don't play, Zeke. It's too early in the show.
Yeah,
too early in the show. And probably a lot of people in the chat know I am a diehard Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Man, yes, you are. I remember you was on them Dallas Cowboys that day. Yeah. So I was, besides terrible football choices, the Jets is all right. I mean,
look at him, he's still going for you.
Brooklyn. Philly.
Aren't you a fan of those Brook Birds, the Seahawks, the Seabirds, the Seahawks?
Yeah, Seahawks. Yeah,
Seabirds.
Wear my hat.
Seafoam. See somebody. It's okay. I won't even blame you though. I won't even blame you. You gotta go. You gotta get in where you fit in. I understand. Not everybody can be an Eagle, so I understand.
Wow.
You know, some people are Steelers. You know,
the only real ones left is you and Gilly the Kid. Everybody else is bandwagoners. You know, so I will give you that. You are the truth when it comes to that. So, crafts. What type of crafting you like doing? What's your specialty? What you be doing over there?
Well, you know, of course, you know where it all started was with T-shirts. I still love doing my T-shirts. I just had a T-shirt order that I was able to complete for a family that was going on a cruise. So I did their cruise shirts, which was, let me see, 4 different designs. So that made me kind of have to reach deep because it had been a while since I was back in the T-shirt game. So did those. And of course, I love doing my mugs. And since the last time, I still haven't done a tumbler yet. I don't know what, something about tumblers make me nervous. So I still haven't did a tumbler. I have some, I just haven't did it. I still haven't did them yet.
I just got into that stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I tried rhinestones and that is just the whole, that's too many steps. I'd rather just take circles and just cut it out of vinyl and say, look. But it was just too many steps. I was like, look, I want this shirt to be done with. This is taking too long.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So I also just put my hand into something else new. I can't say what it is until next week.
Come on.
Come on the slide. We got to do like a little attention, at least something.
Okay, it's something you create with your hands. How about that?
Wow.
I know, right? I was like, way out here, right?
She was my friend until that very moment.
Look at this. Boy, I tell you, your old people.
Wow.
It's cool though. I'm gonna tune in. I'm gonna check you out. I'm gonna find out when it's time. You know, since you don't want to tell us, you don't want to tell the people. You know,
I love y'all though. It's a whole love though. But
I know. See what I'm
appreciate everybody tapping in. Thank you for joining our live. Everybody, we come on once a week, every week at 7 p.m. on the East Coast side. I'm not going to say West Coast on YouTube. But y'all please like, comment, and subscribe to Squad Creative Podcast. We've been doing this for a while, like my brother has said over here. We've been missing for about 2 weeks, but we back in here like we never left.
And that's every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
Tune in. I've been sick, so these last couple of weeks, I'm still sick, and I feel myself pooping out. I'm doing too much laughing. But
no.
But yeah, appreciate y'all tuning in. Kim, you are so you love to educate and all that stuff. Where does that come from?
My upbringing, my mama and my grandmother were heavy on making sure out of all my mama's children, was only 3 of us, they put a lot of pressure, and I guess they just really wanted me to succeed. And so my educational background came from them. I mean, from making me every day, anytime, at any moment of any day, my grandmother would be like, you look bored, go read the Bible. You look bored, go read this newspaper. You look bored. You know, go look up these words in the dictionary. Go bring me back 10 words and tell me what the definition of them are and use them in a sentence. It was just like, Mom, really? But it came from them. They were, anytime, even in church, I was was a bunch of kids at my church, and I was always the one that was always picked out to get the longest Easter speech. You know, I was always the one that they would say, hey, we need a representative from your church, from the youth department. I was always voluntold. Never volunteered, voluntold.
Voluntold.
So I was always the one being picked out to do all these things. So everybody was just pushing me, and that's kind of where it came from. It came from my upbringing.
Yeah. So going through the military, how did that help?
It helped a lot. You know, going in the military taught me a lot of discipline. It taught me how to know when to speak and when to just kind of keep your thoughts to yourself. It taught me the real value of camaraderie, taking care of other people outside of yourself. You know, it taught me that you're going to have some people that are going to be friends for a season, and you're going to have some people that's going to be friends for a lifetime. Yeah. But while y'all are serving together, y'all cover each other's back no matter what. Even if y'all don't like each other, have a disagreement, when the fight's on, you cover them and they cover you. So the military taught me a lot of things. And there are even some people now that I serve with that I over the years have ran back into who remember me. I'm like, I remember your face, but I can't remember your name. So it's that camaraderie, that link, and that connection that you form in the military that you probably have a hard time forming anywhere else, because when you tell somebody that you're going through something, if it's medically, they understand. Mm-hmm. Or you understand when somebody says, man, I haven't seen my family in a month. Another fellow military member understands.
Right.
So it really makes you grow up fast. It teaches you skills that, honestly, since I've been in and out, you can't learn anywhere else. I've worked other jobs and different positions, and the stuff that I learned in the military hasn't been taught anywhere else.
Thank you for your services. We greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely.
You're braver than me, though. Before you ask a question, I'm gonna put that out there to the world.
Well, look, where I come from, it was either join the military or go flip burgers at Purdue. I wasn't flipping nobody's chicken.
Yeah, I heard
no
that.
Disrespect to anybody that does. I just didn't believe that's what God called me to do. So I didn't want to spend all my life in my hometown. So the only way I could get out of that, because I came from the projects, and when I left the projects, I moved in with my grandmother. There was no money falling off those trees. Okay. Mm-hmm. So there was no funding. So if I really wanted to make money, I had to go someplace where I knew that I could make it, as well as be secure, meaning I had, home to live in. I was, sheltered. I had clothes. Military took care of all of that. So it was like a no-brainer. So if I had to get out of there, I did it through Uncle Sam.
Heard that.
You speak with deep passion. Anytime you say or you speak, it's coming from a very stern place, I would like to say. And it's been a lot of times, I done told you this, and I done said it a lot of times on like different little social media. I will go and listen to your channel when I need to correct myself. So whenever you do speak, it sounds like you're coming from a church background.
That church on Sunday, and shit.
It's Monday here. You done messed up already. Okay, let me just say the natural. All right, there you go, back on track. Mm-hmm. But so did you go to church a lot when you was younger, or is that just in your family, or is it just instilled in you?
I went to church and I went to school for my first 18 years of life.
Yeah.
That's all. I never went to a school dance until my prom. I never went to football games until I was in the 10th grade, and that was because I was on JROTC and I was the flag carrier, so I had to be there for that. But after that flag went in the holster, my grandmother was like, let's go. So there was no hanging out for me. So the church was it. Everything church, I was in it. I was on just about everything you could be in at church. I was an usher. I was on the choir. I was a church secretary. One time I had to fill in and be the church teacher one time. So the Sunday school teacher. So I've been there for a minute. So yes.
Yeah. So with all the church and school and stuff, it don't sound like a lot of crafting was in your background. Where'd it come from?
My grandmother was a crafter. My grandmother was a seamstress. She retired as a seamstress from a company she used to work for. So she was a seamstress. She knew how to knit and crochet and all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. And so she was also a cosmetologist. So she did hair as well. So that had to come from her, because my mama didn't do any of that. My mama was, she cooked and she did gardening. That's what that comes from my mom. But the crafting thing, that had to come from my grandmother. The funny thing is, growing up, especially when I moved in with her, she would try to teach me different things, like how to sew and how to do this. And I was like, I don't want to learn that. I'm not going to be a homemaker. Like, that was always my thing. Yeah. I was like, I don't need these skills. I don't want to learn how to do that. And she would try to teach me, and I'd be like, I would do one line of crochet, and that's as far as I got.
I'm not a crochet.
I just knew I wasn't going to be doing it. Now look at me now. So man.
Yeah, it's funny how that works like that, though. You wish you can go back and take them good old lessons now, though.
Absolutely.
I think we all have those points in our lives that we wish we can get back.
Yeah. So Kim, being a business strategy advisor, what are some of the steps that we need to take? You know a lot about the legal systems and the backgrounds and the technical stuff that a lot of people don't touch on. So I'm just asking, like, where should we start? Basically, like forming an LLC or something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that the first thing you have to decide is if you want to be a sole proprietor, and I always call sole proprietors the ones that ride dirty. And those are the ones that's doing business practices, but they aren't legally covered under anything. If something happens, their assets are free up for grabs, pretty much. So LLC to me is like the next step from there. And that's for those that say, look, I'm making a certain amount of money. I want to protect my assets. So I'm going to form an LLC. So you kind of look into your research on that. Now, if you big balling, those are typically the people that move into S Corps and C Corps. They're making, probably almost six figures. They're making some major money. So that's kind of where you go from there. Now, there are some people that do kind of a little bit of both. Because I have an LLC and I have, you have a nonprofit. I'm like, okay, cool. Because I know a couple people that do that. They have both. So you just kind of have to figure out which angle is going to best work for you. A lot of entrepreneurs nowadays, they'll either do a nonprofit or they'll do an LLC. They'll ride out sole proprietorship for a while. And then when they're ready to take that next step, that's when they usually go into an LLC.
Mm-hmm. I just had somebody tell me the other day that I need to go get an S corporation to start a business and all, like just the other day. And it was like, I'm going to tell you how you can fix your credit. I'm like, bro, not I, man, not I.
Wow. So on that, initially the LLC, what's your take on DBAs under the LLC, like under an umbrella?
Yeah, that's a smart way to do it. You have your LLC. It's like a hierarchy. You have your LLC at the top, and then you kind of have your branches that kind of come down from it. Your DBAs. You're doing business as. So you're not conducting business as the LLC, but you are conducting business, let's say, like as Mike T's, as 12 Gone Apparel. That kind of falls under your LLC, but your LLC has a total different name. So, yeah, I know a lot of people that have DBAs of different names. They do different things. Some people segment it by different things. Like maybe my T-shirt company is going to be called this. And my DBA is going to be called this, but we don't do T-shirts. We may do something legal, or we may clean cars or detail cars. It's a whole different business. So they kind of separate it like that as well for DBAs and LLCs. So following on today, I'm sorry, Seek, I just took over real quick. I gotta ask another question. What is a good point to actually get an LLC? Is it when you're hobbying stage, or is it when you're past the hobby stage, or like, could you give a little bit more info to that? Yeah, the hobby stage is kind of where you get your training. It's like, if I could put it military-wise, it's like basic training. You have to go through the training. You have to figure out what works for you and what doesn't. Because some people jump head first into an LLC and realize the water is deep and they can't swim. So you have to take that time to say, okay, am I making money doing this hobby? Is this bringing in a certain amount of income? Now, I've heard some other people say, oh, don't start an LLC till you hit 10K.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of gives you that cushion to let you know if this is going to be profitable or not. There are some people that say, hey, I want to protect my assets and I want to show people that I'm serious about my business. So I'm just going to go on and start with an LLC. So it's different for every individual. But I would tell you, find out what's working for you first before you jump into an LLC, because you have different tax things that kind of go with that, and a tax professional can break that down for you. But whenever you, the individual, are ready to separate your assets from you, that's when you're ready to jump into that DBA, because there are a lot of people that don't do an LLC. They keep making money, selling products and services. They're making all this money. And then one false move, somebody files a lawsuit or something. Now all of your money is at stake. Everything associated with you, the individual, is at stake. So you have to ask yourself, how much risk am I willing to take? Am I going to just say, hey, I don't want people to get into my 401ks. I don't want people to get into my other finances, my savings and my checking and whatever else I have going on, financially. I want to separate my business from me. You have to make that decision. Nobody can really tell you that. I mean, of course, the big bank people will tell you, oh, don't do it till you hit 10K or wherever. But who knows how long it's going to take you to hit 10K?
Right.
So you have to make that decision as a business person yourself. Study both, study your options, and then make a sound decision from there.
Wow. Thank you, everybody that's just now joining us or tapping in. We do this every week, every Thursday, 7 p.m. on the East Coast, 4 p.m. on the West Coast. Like, comment, and subscribe. Squad Creative Podcast.
And don't forget to tell your friend to come on in.
That's it.
So with the LLC, I've heard rumor that there's a lot of laws changing come the first of the year.
Yeah, I heard that. I was going to look into that because I heard about that too, Zeke. They were uncovering all the owners of LLCs, and I guess there was a part where there's a time frame where you could hide who the actual owner of a LLC was. Now they're like, they're unveiling everything. You have to fill out this information. It's not by choice. You can sit there and say, I don't want you to see my stuff. They're like, yeah, right. We're the government. We're gonna see your stuff. So
yeah, and then for all you people that got them loans, them PPPs loans back then in them 2020s, this your fault. It's your fault.
It is. It is. Though. I mean,
they crack down because y'all people stealing people money, people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's your fault, PPP people.
So Kim, I gotta ask you, what do you think about third-party apps like Cash App? Like, how will people be affected, in your opinion?
Well, they're supposed to. I don't know if they're still going back and forth about it or on it with this whole Cash App and Zelle and all those, PayPal and all them. Where before, nobody knows what you're getting. Well, now they're supposed to unveil that as well. And I think it's like a $600 threshold in case they raise it or something. But last time I heard it was still at $600. They were still kind of going back and forth on it in the government. But yeah, I've heard financial people say, if you set up a Cash App, do it as a personal versus a business. I don't know how true that is because I'm thinking they're going to still show stuff. Yeah. But I know ever since it was announced, even when I get Cash Apps, I get like a statement every month from Cash App, like a text message or something that says, hey, here's your Cash App statement. I'm like, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, just add it. Y'all going to have to be careful. You never know. These rules are changing quick come next year.
Because of you PPP people.
Not the people that actually utilized it and did it the right way. There's a lot of people that did it the right way, but
they know who I'm talking about.
People that did it the wrong way too.
They know who I'm talking about.
They know who they are. Oh.
Talking to you?
You can't just randomly point. You don't know.
Somebody gonna feel they gonna see me. Oh Lord. Oh my Lord.
You walk right here sounding like, hey, cuz, they got me locked up.
I'm telling you.
So I gotta ask this, and do you know what is a great way for people to secure or get loans for businesses that are actually running it legitly?
I've heard, not always been told, check with actually, if you already have a business, you should already have a business account. I mean, to put it plainly, if you're running a business and you filed as an LLC or S Corp or any other entity, and you don't have a business account, that's a big strike on your part. So that means if you already have your business account, you're already at a bank. So they already have all of your information. I would say start there first. But in the meantime, we have this thing called Google, and we have this thing called Bing and all the other search engines where you can actually compare and see which ones are going to give you the best rate for a loan. And remember, when you're operating as a business, everything is in that business's name, not your name.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're going for a business loan, they're going to look at how long you've been in business. They're going to pull up all of those things. So if you already have a business account, your best bet is to start where you already are because they already have all your information.
Now, on the other hand, for a person that do not have a business, how do you think they can secure funds?
Now, if you don't have a business, I'm just going to pray for you. No, if you don't have a business and you're trying to get a loan, go locally first. and do pretty much the same thing I just said. Do your own due diligence, as I might like to say. Do your research and just compare. Get your credit report every year. See where you are, because you're not doing it as a business, because like you just said, you don't have a business. So you're doing it as a personal. So your credit score is going to come first and foremost. They're going to take a look at that before they give you any red dime, penny, or anything else. They're going to take a look at that credit score. So if you know you got a 450, you don't even go for a loan. You got to get that straightened out. You got to work on this credit thing. Because they're not going to give money to someone that's already in trouble. So get that credit straightened out, first. Then once you get up that credit score up, then you can position yourself for a loan with a decent APR, because you don't want something with, some crazy APR you can't pay. That's going to put you back in the hole again. So just do your research.
Thank you. Thank you for the words of wisdom. I'm going to head over to this comment right here. It's kind of beaming on me. Grand evening at the Educated Natural. I am a veteran, and I used to be certified as SVOB, which is an awesome benefit for veterans when it comes to the contracts. Could you explain this? Great show.
What is SVOB? I'm trying to remember. Regenerative Life. Wayne, can you explain the acronym SVOB? It sounds familiar. I'm trying to remember. So many acronyms with the military.
Yes. I'm saying yes because I got family all in the military. So I kind of, I was on the base with my father.
Yeah, explain that. I don't see it here.
And we'll keep going on with comments. Tay Weezy, appreciate you stopping in. Unbiased LLC. Thank you for coming in.
Hey, everybody.
Tamika Davis.
Wow.
Hey, Tamika.
So, Educated Natural, you brought the crowd out.
Yeah.
For us coming back on this show and being absent a couple of weeks, 30 people. That's good.
Wow. Hey, everybody.
Yeah. So, let's talk about your YouTube channel a little bit. What can we find over there for those that don't know?
Education. I'm showing everyone and teaching everyone how to use. Well, actually, today was a perfect example. I taught everyone today about another streaming platform that's kind of like a direct competitor to StreamYard, which is EVMux. So I kind of gave a background on that. We kind of went through that. I also teach about intellectual property protection. So I teach you about trademarks. Those of you that's Squad Creative, about trademarks. As you all know, we've had them conversations. And, protecting your intellectual property, teach about that. And so for the last couple of years, I've really gone ham on teaching about intellectual property protection, because there's a lot of people that's going to get hit probably with cease and desist letters because your name from your YouTube channel, your Instagram page, your business name is being used by someone else, or you have a similar name to someone else and you may not know it. Because maybe you've had your channel the last 5 years, you had no idea. You didn't know anything about a trademark. So I made my channel an educational channel for business people that are serious about business, not business people. There's a difference. Business people. Because everybody wants to be a boss, so they got to do what bosses do. Everybody want to be in business, so they have to run it for real. So I teach over there about the important aspects of business that I don't see a lot of these big time Instagrammers and YouTubers talking about. These are the things that I kind of come in and I fill those gaps. I tell people, yeah, it's cool to do this, but did you know about this? And they're like, no, I didn't know that. They didn't say anything about that. Well, that's what I'm here for. So I really hone in really heavy on intellectual property protection because, I've shared with everyone here and as well as you two about what happened to me when it came to my intellectual property. So I said, oh, no, that's not going to be happening anymore. So let me teach people because, each one teach one. And so if God has allowed me to learn, I think it would be an injustice to everyone else if I don't teach you what God has allowed me to learn. I just take it with me.
Right.
And so that's what I kind of do on my channel. You're going to find a lot of educational things there. You're going to find some parodies there. And that's kind of showing my funny side. It kind of shocked a lot of people because everybody thought I was so serious about business all the time. So when they got a chance to see that other side of me that my circle sees all the time, it was a great thing for me to show. So yeah, you're gonna see just that. You'll probably even see some of my creations over there as far as my creativity, as far as the crafting goes. So you'll see that as there as well. And so you'll just see a lot of me just educating people.
I want to talk about the trademarks and stuff, like the seriousness of it.
Yeah, it's very serious.
Before we get to trademarks, can we read this right here? This is he answered you back, Regenerative Life of Wayne. It means service veteran owned businesses. It's a certification you filed and received from the government.
I've heard about that. With me still traveling all over the place, I don't have time to sit down and really file for stuff like that. But yes, if you are a veteran, let me tell you something I learned when I was in Kentucky. If you are a veteran, you need to check your state. Some states give huge benefits when it comes to starting a business to veterans only. From being an active duty military member to being a teacher to getting certifications in different realms and entities. You can get certifications. A lot of veterans are missing out on things such as what a regenerative life Wayne just said. You miss out on those things because you're thinking, okay, I've served my time. I'm just going to go and I'm going to go work here and do that. But there are benefits out there, like he just shared, for veterans. And he says that once you're certified as an SVOB, you put you're put in the government system. You can bid on all government contracts, and you have preferences over and there you go. You have preferences over everybody else. So if you are a veteran, take that down. Especially if you're retired, you're trying to find some extra income, some funding, trying to get some more information. That's a great thing. Thank you, Regenerative Wayne, for sharing there, because I totally forgot about that. I know I've seen the acronym before, but I couldn't remember what it stood for. So thank you for sharing that. Yes, government contracts are a big thing now. A lot of people, I didn't even know it was this big until we got here, and people were sharing with me, said, hey, why don't you're doing trademarks, why don't you look at trying to get a government contract for that? And I happened to look into it, and I was like, oh, wow.
That's slick.
As a veteran, you may think they don't care about you, but they do. Because when I was in Kentucky, when I went to file my LLC, because every state I moved to, I moved my LLC with me. So when we were stationed in Kentucky, I was looking up, okay, how much is it going to cost? Because, every state fees are different. So I was like, how much is it going to cost here to get my LLC? And I happened to it was not on the main site either. I just happened to just do some research looking for veteran benefits in this state. And they allowed me for 3 years to start my business for free. No registration fee, no annual fee, free.
That's cool.
I got a reseller license for free, all of that.
Really?
Because I was a veteran.
That's cool right there.
Yeah, that's a major
advantage. I'm curious. You said every state you go to, you redo your LLC. Yeah. I'm just curious about the process for those that might be doing something similar in their lives.
Yeah, like I said, every state is different. Typically, you go to your clerk of court on like the website. It's probably a government site for your state where you want to start a business at. And you go there and you see how much the fee is, because some states, charge you from a minimum of $0. Some could charge you hundreds of dollars to start a business in that state. Every state's different. So you go and you can either call them and ask them what the stipulations are, or sometimes if it's a good state website, it'll have everything you need to know right there. And you can fill out the application right there on that site. You pay the fee right there on that site, right online. And within a matter of depends on the state, sometimes it's immediate, sometimes it's 2 to 3 days, business days. And boom, you're in the system, you're LLC. Wow. And then, of course, there are follow-on steps. I don't know if y'all want me to give the next steps you should take or not, but.
Why not? Just for that. Somebody needs that advice right now.
Okay, after you file for your LLC and your clerk of court gives you that green light, you have a LLC in that state. The next thing you have to do is go over to the IRS.gov website. Once you're there, you need to file for your EIN, which is your employer identification number. That'll listen to me, because a lot of people have been scamming people over this. Yeah. Your EIN is free. Okay, it's free. You don't have to pay no third-party company for no EIN number. It's free. You go there, they're going to ask you your business name, the normal stuff, your business name, your name, address, all that kind of stuff. Now, you fill out that form, and as soon as you hit submit, you have an EIN right then and there. As soon as you hit submit, they get you a whole new name. Print that off for your file, okay? Because once you close that out, they're not going to tell you what that is. You need that information. Here's why. After you get your EIN, you then go to your local bank or whatever bank you want to get your business account at. Try to find a bank that does not charge you fees for having minimum amounts in that account. Because some banks will charge you, if you have under $100, they're going to charge you a rate.
Yep.
So make sure you find a bank that does not charge you any fees. Typically, I know I've got mine through like Navy Federal Credit Union. Their business account, their basic one, does not charge you a fee. If you can get in there, you're in there like swimwear. Okay?
Yeah.
Get your business account, take your articles of organization or whatever your clerk of court gave you to prove you have an LLC in that state, and your EIN paperwork. You take all that stuff to the bank. You sit down with the bank clerk and you get your bank account. Now, sometimes you can do it online. If you're real lucky, you don't have to go to no facility. You can just do it right there online. Type in all the information they're going to ask you. Boom. You get your business account. Now, some people sit there and say, well, before I do that, Kim, I don't want my address to be known. Now, back in the day, P.O. boxes was the thing to get. However, there is a crackdown on P.O. boxes. Ask me how I know. And so even if you have to get a P.O. box with the post office's address on it, where you can get a suite number or something like that, that's better than nothing. But however, get you a P.O. box, especially if you want people on your social media to be sending you stuff. You just want to give people your P.O. box versus your real address. Get a P.O. box. But beware, your clerk of court, your EIN people, or the government, irs.gov, and your bank may not accept that P.O. box. So you're going to have to give up your real domicile address or the address of your brick and mortar business if you have a brick and mortar business. So the time when we could hide our actual domicile addresses are coming to an end. So let me just put that out there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so that's something I had to learn. It really cracked down this year, especially with trademarks. Nobody's accepting P.O. boxes anymore. They are actually going, when you give them the address and you try to be slick and you say, well, I paid extra for a street address that you can get from USPS, and you can get them from UPS. They are actually typing in those addresses to see where it goes.
Yeah.
The other way to get around this, now, shush, don't tell nobody now. Maybe y'all know some golden nuggets now. Tell nobody, just us. The way you can almost get around this is by hiring like a third-party company, such as a Northwest Registry or something like this called, the Northwest Registers. Those third-party companies that will give you an address for a registered agent. That way you will get, but you got to check those too, because some of these companies will give a fake building. And so do your due diligence, look up these companies if you want to take that route to get a registered agent versus it being you. You hire it out to someone else and they use their address for your business. But I just want to tell y'all, they are checking these P.O. box address. Whatever address you put in there, they are checking it. And if it doesn't go to an actual location, you're not going to get through. They're going to kick it back.
That's good to know.
Thank you. Thank you.
So that's your basis right there. Get your LLC file with your clerk of court. Get your EIN through the irs.gov, and get your business accounts. Also, you may want to, if you're ready at some point, get your, I think it's called Duns and Bradstreet.
That's done.
Yeah. Get that as well.
Very, very, very useful information. You guys got
to get a website. Get a website, people. Stop telling people you doing business through Instagram. Instagram can be here today and gone tomorrow.
You don't want to hit me in the IG? I mean, my DM.
They don't DM.
You don't want to hit the DMs. That's so crazy when people do that, though.
Hey, I got another good question from the comment section. Bougie Prepper, should you make your YouTube channel a business channel?
Bougie. Like, get my name right. When it comes to your YouTube channel, it depends on how serious you are about your YouTube channel name. When it comes to some people say, I'm just playing around, it's just a name, I don't care. So you can name it whatever you want to. Now, if you're looking to be serious or be taken serious in that name, that channel name, your social media name, you can easily associate it with your business like I have. And the reason why I did it is because I was trademarking my name. And I wanted everything with my name on it to be protected. So I changed everything to my name. Now, you do not have to do that. But if you want to protect that name, and you will be upset if you looked online and there was another Bougie Prepper, if that would get under your nerve, you got to protect it. And you protect it by trademarking it. So, yeah, you don't have to change it. Your name doesn't have to be your business. That's a personal decision. It can be whatever you want. But if you're thinking to go bigger with that name and it would upset you if somebody else is using that name, do whatever you need to do to protect it.
Solid.
So, what would you do in the instance that your trademark was violated?
If you already have your trademark and it's registered, and there is an infringement on your trademark, you can reach out to you have one or two choices. You can reach out to the violator and let them know that, hey, this is trademark. You can write them a cease and desist letter. You can do one yourself, or you can go to a lawyer and let them type up one for you. Of course, there's going to be a fee for that. And, contact them as best you can. In that cease and desist letter, it should be a time frame that you're going to give them to fix themselves, basically, to stop using your intellectual property illegally. If they do not meet that standard, you have to decide if you're ready to pursue them legally. That's when you go see your lawyer. You tell them the situation. That lawyer will go and do their research, and they will determine if it really is a trademark violation or not. If it is deemed a trademark violation, that lawyer is probably going to look at you and say, you ready to go to court? And then you, as the owner of that trademark, would say yes or no. And then you'll proceed legally. You can sue them for damages, financial loss, because they used it and they were making sales off that name and you weren't. And so it's the whole thing. So yeah, it all kind of lays into the lap of the trademark owner. It just depends on how far you want to go. You can sit there and say, just keep harassing them in the inbox messages. They're going to block you because, everybody has that feature. It happened to me. You tell them they're in violation, they try to block you. So now you get to sit there and say, okay, what do I want to do now? But if you do legally, it's going to be very expensive, and you got to see how deep you're willing to go with this.
And it could be costly, right?
Very much so. You can also reach out if it's on social media and they're violating your trademark on social media. You can reach out to these social media companies, and they'll, you got that whole form. Everybody has their form for trademark infringement, and you can fill that out. Put a copy of your certificate. Give them the trademark number. They can go up on the USPTO website and find it, and they can verify, and then they can decide if they're going to take that page down, make them change that name, give the name to you. Every social media is different. Instagram has been the hardest. I will say that.
Yeah.
So you do a lot of education, right? We gonna need this book. All right. No. When's the book dropping? Can we get a date for the book?
Ooh, Mike, good gracious.
Yeah. We need it.
You are about the third person that has asked me for a book. My goodness. I may just have to, maybe this is God telling me something. I may have to sit down and get this together. But we'll have to see.
I mean, it's just this common knowledge. I know that people can go through and do their due diligence, but you display it and you keep people on top of it so well that I feel like it will reach the masses. That book.
Well, why not do it? And just another piece of your legacy.
That's true. That is true. I can't argue with you there. You got me. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, and you got the stuff to tell them, And then if you what they say, don't say I didn't warn you.
There you go. You're right.
So why not? Do it.
You're right.
Do it.
So how did you pronounce that? You said the bougie?
Bougie.
Right. Bougie. I'm King Butcher. Let me introduce myself. I will tear up your name. I'm so sorry.
Bougie with the name, bro.
Bougie.
Everybody was saying bougie, and then she was like, "It's bougie." I was like, "Oh,
yeah, cut you like get bougie on them, huh? Bougie with the bougie." Huh? I'm just playing. I hope you don't get mad at me. And if you don't get mad at me, please subscribe while you're here. We do this every Thursday, 7 Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. Tell your friend to bring your friend because we're here every Thursday and we're going to do it again. And, I just be talking sometimes. I'm kind of pooping out on y'all because I'm sick and it's getting rough for me to hang in here right now. But, man.
What make you feel better? You already know what I'm telling you.
Don't tell them.
Chicken thighs. Get you a couple of chicken thighs, couple of soup. You be good to go. See,
in a bra. Eat it in a bra. That will make you
go.
I haven't even had an appetite. Good thing. My appetite is not here. Good thing it hasn't been with you talking like that.
We're gonna send them some chicken broth and some nicely catered thighs.
That's what we gonna do.
Some chicken, bro. Boy, I tell you, these people here.
It's an inside joke there.
They're like, what?
It's been going on for a while now.
It's the ones who truly like to do it to you. You know what I mean?
Oh, goodness.
Listen, I don't even see y'all got me speechless, and that's hard to do.
It's one of those you had to be there. Abias must have been there.
You had to be there.
Rachel, don't feed into that shit, Rachel. Don't feed into that. Look, y'all got me using my Saturday night voice. Don't feed into that.
Let me get back professional. We gotta get back professional. We went off.
Okay, my bad. Professional.
Listen.
So, what are we? Other than this book that we're waiting on, what is next to come from the Educated Natural?
I was just having that conversation with God. I was like, what's next? Because I went on a rant about a week ago, and I was telling God what I didn't want to do. I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want to do this. Right? I'm going through this whole thing. And it's amazing how God works because he'll tell, the Bible tells us to write the vision. And what we end up doing is not really writing a vision. We think it's a vision, but it's not a vision. It's actually we're writing a plan. You're always in business. You always hear say, write your business plan and write your marketing plan and write your social media plan, all this stuff, right? So we're planning. But as I was going in the middle of my rant, God reminded me that he makes the plans for us. He knows the plans that he has for us. Our job is to write the vision and not to get the two confused. So what I had to do is scrap everything Kim said that she did not want to do, because maybe some of the things I said that I didn't want to do was a part of his plan. So I am literally right now trying, asking God, what do I do next? What do I do here? Because one of the things I was, going to walk away from actually happened to be the pinnacle thing that I'm known for, which is, teaching. So I was like, oh, people are probably tired of hearing me. I'm going to do something else. But I realized that is a part of his plan. So I can't walk away from it. I can just revamp and continue to educate myself, because in my own personal experience, self-education is the best education. I've been to college, and self-education and life education, life experiences is the best education you can get. So instead of me completely, refraining from educating, God is kind of taking me on this new route of doing it. And so in the future, I plan to continue to teach, but teach things on an even bigger, deeper level. Because even if all of my videos, everything I've done up until this point, he reminded me that I've only scratched the surface. There's more. And the more YouTubers and social media people that I watch, I'm noticing the gap is getting larger and larger of what people aren't being told. And it kind of leaves space for me to kind of get in there and say, okay, let's look at what's being said. Let's compare and contrast, and let's fill that gap. Because as I've always said, God even said it in the Bible, his people perish because of a lack of knowledge. If the knowledgeable people walk away, where does it leave his people? So I can't walk away even if I want to, because it's not about me. It's bigger than me. So in the future, Seek, I really want to continue to just teach people and to show them that there is a better way. Because no matter how far I've tried to get away from my upbringing, as far as where I come from, as far as growing up in the projects, I can still see that little girl that's saying, if somebody would have told me.
Right.
And so that's kind of what God reminded me. You know, he created me to be the voice for the voiceless, to be that example. And the best way to be an example is to teach people and show people, look, I know where you are. I've been there too, but this is how I got out. It's the what, when, and how. That's what the Educated Natural brings to the table. I look at where you are, and I'm able to help you navigate with God's guidance out of there. So that's one of the things you can definitely look from me to do from this point on until God says otherwise, is to continue to teach people and fill in those gaps with information that isn't being said. We get a lot of jibber jabber. We got a lot of people that have the gift of gab, but what is the substance in what they're saying? Is there any proof in their pudding? It seems ever since 2020, everybody wants to be a boss. Everybody wants to call themselves a boss this and a boss that. Oh, I'm a coach this and I'm a coach that. But are you really?
Period.
And so that's kind of where God has shown me that this is where I'm needed, is to fill those gaps in and just tell the unadulterated truth. And so whether it may sting, people may not like it, but the truth is the truth. And that's what I'm here to do. So that's where we are. See.
Wow. Yeah, that's kind of why this show exists to this day. Because there's been so many times, man, y'all don't know, like behind the scenes, me and him bump heads, and it's a F you, and all this stuff.
No, not you too.
Yeah, it happens. It's real life back here.
It's on the chicken,
But no matter what we go through back here, we always end up bringing this show, coming back to this show, because people need to hear what we got with the people. The guests we bring on here, like I always said at the beginning
of the
show,
guests.
We bring the dopest guests, and we have to do that for this world. And I feel like it's part of our purpose, it's part of our legacy. And I feel like God made us do this, even though we got other stuff in our lives, and we don't want to come sit over here with y'all every Thursday, but we do it because it's needed.
Right.
I don't know where that came from, but I just want to say, man, we love all y'all watching. If ain't nobody told you today, Seek told you, So
that's right.
We appreciate y'all putting in all the stuff. I didn't mean to get mushy on you and all that stuff like that, but don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friend that we do this every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and all the stuff.
All the stuff.
Hey, Kim, I did bring this up earlier. Mm-hmm. We need in-depth StreamYard tutorial.
I can do my best. I'm kind of sliding past StreamYard a little bit. Something else has my attention, Mike. You got to check out.
Now, that's the other thing I was going to get to. Is like, is that better? Should we go and experience that?
I think it's better. Have either one of you ever used OBS before?
Yeah, I use it to screen record.
So imagine OBS and StreamYard had a baby. That's Evie Muggs. It has a lot of bells and whistles that StreamYard either is just getting or haven't gotten yet.
Okay.
That's pretty dope.
You know how StreamYard only allows y'all to stream at 720 in case you pay the $50 plan? Well, at EV Mux, every plan, including their free plan, is 1080p.
Oh, really? Huh.
So
and you get a lot for free. A lot for free. So you gotta check it out. And so I always tell people, don't put all your eggs in one basket. There's so many different things that's out there that you want to just take a look at, and you kind of get a feel if you like it or not. Some people may get over to EV Mux and be like, man, EV Mux should be paying me for this. Come think about it. But anyway, you can get over there and not like it. No. Right. And some people get on StreamYard and be like, I don't like this. And so that's why they go back to OBS or a Restream or somewhere else. But I've been testing it I've had it since February, but I never messed with it because it was new. And there was a new kid on the block, and they still had some things they had to work out for stability. And there is still some things that they still need to work out. But from right now where they are, I like it a lot better so far than I like StreamYard. So, and that takes a lot, because it takes a lot for me to move to another platform, because, for a long time, I did Melon, which is now Talk Studio. So I didn't use StreamYard. I used Melon. But then when Melon was sold, it started getting real bad. And I left, and I was upset because I have a lifetime warranty with them. So to pay for a lifetime warranty, and then they do this merger or whatever, acquisition, whatever they did, and to change the name, and they're under Stream. What is it? Not Stream Elements. Stream. What's the other? Not Stream Elements. Is Stream somebody. I forgot now. But they're under them. And once they did that changeover, it just became very unstable for me. And so that pushed me back to StreamYard, because I still wanted to be able to bring up guests.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I went back to StreamYard, and I've been doing StreamYard now I just ended my thing last week. So I've been doing StreamYard now for like the last 2, maybe 3 months. And because I wanted to be able to bring people up. That's one thing OBS does not allow me to do yet. I've tried the other little thing they had, and now that Ninja video thing, and I was like, it didn't work. Yeah. So that wasn't working for me. But I love the quality of OBS. Wow. So I ended up in that StreamYard, and then I said, you know what? Let me check out EV Mux. I saw like a review on them, and I was like, wow, they really changed since February. So let me check them out. So I've been testing them for the last 2 weeks. And Sunday was the first day I went live with them, with my members. And then today was the first day I went live just on my channel with everybody. And it was great. Everybody was loving it. They had a few hiccups here and there, but yeah, Streamlabs. Thank you, Unbiased. Yeah, Streamlabs. That's who Melon, aka now Talk Studio, is owned by. And so everybody has to get what works for them. So I'm kind of really looking deeply at EV Mux right now. So
I'm gonna have to check them out. Definitely. We went from Zoom to Restream to here. I think we tried 3 out. We just stuck with this one because we didn't have as many delays and all the craziness that come with these platforms.
They all got their issues.
Yeah, we've been trying. I say we've been paying for the last 3 years, right? See.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna try. I want to try this EV Mux out. Thank you for tuning us on to it. What all platforms can we find the Educated Natural on?
Just about all of from YouTube to X. We're not really active on X, but I'm there. To Instagram, TikTok. I haven't did Threads yet. I haven't did Threads.
It's another one. It's like it's a job, full-time job with all of these different platforms. But
I stopped doing TikTok when they got in trouble, so I was like, I don't want to spend my time over here if y'all about to take it away. Now wait a minute.
I haven't heard nothing about it in a while though.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just now getting close to that 1,000 subscribers.
All right, go Mike.
All right. I'll be chipping away at it.
Y'all gotta tell me the secret over on Tickety Talk.
I
learned short form content is not my thing.
No,
it just
seems
harder.
It does. It is hard.
Better.
Oh, you like short form better?
A lot better, yeah. You know, I don't do YouTube stuff no more.
Yeah, what's up with that?
It's too much work.
He coming back. Don't let him talk like that.
I was about to, and then I got sick. I had all my stuff set up. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna start recording YouTube. And then I got sick, and I've been sick for the last 3 weeks, so it wasn't meant to be.
So everybody in the crowd, drop a heart and tell Seek to get back at it on YouTube because we need a
heart and praying hands for Seek.
I heard some little tidbits of a show coming, right? Don't let me announce it, Mister.
Who do the show? You doing the show, Seek?
What you talking about?
I heard a little something.
Exclusive.
What you talking about?
He pleaded the fifth on the show.
We need that show, man.
You got an exclusive.
Once I get well, I'm gonna convince my wife we gonna do something for y'all. We gonna start a channel. That's gonna be dope. I got a dope concept for it, and I ain't gonna tell nobody till it's ready.
Y'all, it will be jam packed. You gonna be laughing because him and his wife together. When you listen to him, it sounds like the show. So we want the show to come out because it's gonna be pure college gold. We need it. I mean,
if y'all know me, sometimes it's like me talking to myself. I just put it that way. So guaranteed fun.
Wow.
I'm telling you, can tell Seek is not feeling well because Seek be up here cracking jokes and just.
Yeah, I'm out of it.
I call him Quick Draw.
I'm out of it. Appreciate y'all.
He raps too, y'all.
All this stuff.
He's a rapper too. Fire.
When I was in my young days, back
just like riding the bike.
Back when I was a youngin'. I ain't wrote a song in a couple years, which is the longest time in my whole life. But yeah. But appreciate y'all for the hearts, the prayers, and all the stuff. Yeah, because I really need them. Like, I don't know. I'm the only person in the world that go to the doctor and they don't know what's wrong with me. Ever. I ain't never went to the doctor and got diagnosed or something. And they was like, oh, this. They never know. I don't know what the hell kind of doctors these people is. But y'all pray for the right one to walk into my life, please.
Absolutely.
Thank you. But I'm going to try to be here every week, even when I can't. You know, I've been in work predicaments and been on this show. So, like, the last 2 weeks, I wouldn't have been able to make it. I wouldn't have made it. I couldn't talk. You know, all I wanted to do was just sleep. I want to sleep now, but it's not so bad. But appreciate y'all for all the prayers and all that stuff again. Just keep them up, keep them coming, and y'all keep watching the show every Thursday. I didn't say that about 7 times. I hope y'all listening.
Well, Kim, we really appreciate you coming and dropping some gems on us as always.
And I want to thank both of you for what you bring to this platform and all other platforms. Thank you, Mike, for the box. I opened it. It is some great things in it. If you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, you have to check out Mike Tees on his Instagram. He sent me just a thank you box of some great stuff. And I can't thank you enough, Mike, for even doing that. And so I want to make sure I give you your flowers while I'm up here to say thank you. Thank you, Seek, for continuing to fight. Y'all don't know, a few years ago, Seek had me on heaven's door like this.
Yeah, it was bad.
He was going through it. So he had us all just really, really sitting on pins and needles with everything he's going through health-wise. So it is a pleasure to be able to, after all this time, to still be able to sit up here with you two and just to give you your flowers and tell you to continue to do what you do. It is needed. Despite everything you individually go through or you collectively go through, you're like brothers. Of course, you're going to bump heads. I bump heads with my brothers and we ain't even in the same state. So, so continue to come back and love and work out whatever y'all need to work out because the community needs it. And as your little sister, I appreciate it. And so continue to do what you do. And also, I know you guys have gone through changes with your show and everything from this place to that place. I'm just honored. As soon as you said, Kim, you coming, I said, what date, what time, what we doing? It wasn't even a hesitation. Y'all know how I am when it comes to y'all too. So I am, blessed to be able to sit here with you and see you both here despite everything. And it's been a while since I was first here. Goodness. But I think, wow. I thank God that we're actually able to come together again. Of course, I always see y'all individually on your social medias anyway. And if y'all want to see something funny, y'all have to check out, Seek's other channel where he does all the comedy stuff on there. I'm still laughing. Yes, I'm still laughing at the word when you changed your face.
Yeah.
And that was hilarious.
I just be bored. I be bored. I just do stuff, I'm trying to learn how to put my funny on camera. Once I learn that, it's curtains for the world.
Put my funny on camera. That's the challenging thing, because I'm like, how far can I go with this? I don't know if I go too far. I don't want to get in trouble by YouTube. Everybody keeps asking me to bring my parodies back. I'm like, I don't want to get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need them spanking my hands over here.
I just want to say though, y'all just see Pastor Kim almost make me cry up here. And, she tried to. It didn't fall this time, but I might cry in the car though. Appreciate you, Kim. Thank you.
You guys are great. To me personally, your numbers don't even reflect the number of greatness and the amount of greatness you bring to your channels individually. And of course, to Squad Creative Podcast, from the YouTube channel to the Facebook group. There's also a Facebook group called Squad Creative Podcast. Somebody need to pay me.
You have been advertising today.
But yeah, y'all make sure y'all stay connected. These are two great gentlemen. If they weren't, I would tell them to their face, and I would tell y'all. So they are, and they really have some of the hugest hearts you could ever ask for in individuals. They are. Seek is over there creating a shirt every day. I don't know where he gets that level of creativity from, but he was creating shirts all over the place.
I still do it, Kim.
I still do
it.
I still do it. You still do it.
Wow.
Yep, I still do it daily.
Wow. So if y'all looking for creativity, if you have any kind of questions about anything in the apparel industry, these are the two individuals you need to check out, because they have talked to some head. I'm like, can y'all tell a sister how y'all got these deals where y'all getting all this free vinyl and all this stuff? I'm like, hook a sister up. How you do that? Like, Mike over there with $1,000 print heads.
Yeah. So she's running right though. She's good.
That's good. I know you was mad, boy. Mike was big mad.
Oh boy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know. You just you in a position to do it. Just tell them, ask them, holler at them.
What you want? You could definitely do it.
You in a position to do it. They just want to see somebody that can do something.
Right. Okay.
I just heard my wife leave me. What the hell?
Especially for us. They're demoing for us right now. So they're shopping for us, all these companies. And
yeah, that's real. Just
everybody that's on here, we greatly appreciate you stopping through. This was our comeback. So next week, I'm not sure exactly who we will have, but we will definitely be dropping a flyer so you guys can tune in. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Educated Natural. This has been wonderful. Thank you for stopping through today, and we will catch y'all next week.
Next week is T-Town shirts.
T-Town T-shirts. Yes, he's on the live too as well. Are you ready, T-Town? We coming.
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all. See y'all next week.
Peace.